Hello and welcome. In today's workout, I'll be taking you through specific glute exercises using just a stability ball in your body. Now, the position that you will be in will be various positions using the ball. You'll be really using your glutes as well as your hamstrings. It's going to feel great afterwards. Let's go ahead and get started. First exercise is hip extension. Face down on the stability ball, place your pelvis in the center. Make sure your fingertips are out for support and your legs are wider than hip distance. As you press up, create that glute squeeze. You're not only going to feel this within the glutes, but also your hamstrings. What I like to do is exhale, lift, tuck and squeeze, inhale to lower. To ensure that you're not hyperextending the low back, you really have to focus on the tuck of your pelvis in towards the stability ball. Maintain your form and complete 10 reps. Nice work. Next up, we've got hamstring curls using the stability ball. Now notice, my hips are in the air, my arms are pressing down. That's going to ensure that I'm really focusing on that support system beneath me as I tuck my pelvis and pull the ball in towards my bum. My feet are parallel, roughly hip distance apart, and I'm using my heels in the middle of that ball. What I like to do is continually push down through the heels, and that's going to give me energy and support to really fire up those hamstrings. We'll go ahead and complete 10 of these hamstring curls. Excellent. Next exercise is going to be a hip thrust on a stability ball. What's important here is to keep your knees at 90 degrees and have vertical shins. Feet are parallel, upper back is going to be placed on top of the ball. As you press the hips up, go up towards the ceiling and notice the tuck of my pelvis as I squeeze and hold at the top. We're doing 10 here. Try to stabilize and keep the ball right where it is and press directly through those heels, talking to those glute muscles. Keep your gaze forward and your upper body slightly curled to ensure that you keep the ball stable. Hold the last rep here for the count of 5. Feel that squeeze activate and then go ahead and release. Next exercise focuses on the side glutes, your glute medius to be specific. Coming into a frog pump with your soles of the feet together, placed in the center of the ball, arms by your side. You're going to draw your hips up into the air, tuck your pelvis and squeeze at the top and slowly release back down. Now, as you do the frog pumps, you don't want to go super fast. You want to keep that ball super stable and focus on the squeeze at the top of the exercise. We'll be doing 10 here. What helps me when I perform this exercise is really squeezing the soles of my feet together. That helps me really talk to the side glutes, as well as driving straight down with the sides of the ankles. And that's going to keep that ball really stable. Nice work. Second round here. Starting again with hip extension. Bring your body back onto the ball, pelvis in the center, fingertips out in front. Now, we've already done one round, so your glutes are already fired up. So when you do this round, make sure that you really activate that squeeze at the top of the exercise. Stabilize, tuck the pelvis forward, and focus on your tempo. Exhale up, inhale to lower. Not fast and not with momentum. You shouldn't have that ball bounce under your body. Nice work. Now it's time to do those hamstring curls. Placing your feet back on the ball, hip distance apart. Remember to drive through those heels as well as pushing through those arms. That's going to really help you create that foundation so you can lift your hips in the air and keep them up preventing them from falling through the exercise. You can exhale, pull the ball in, and inhale, press it away, making sure that you keep those feet actively pressing down and you're not extending the knees fully so that they lock out. You're keeping them relatively soft. Nice work. Next up is the hip thrust. Position yourself back on the ball with your upper back, and remember, drive through your heels as you tuck and press the hips up. Try to keep that ball as steady as possible. Notice my gaze again is straight out in front, and I'm really focusing on that active tuck and squeeze as I lift my hips into the air. Nice work. You should really be feeling those glutes by now. Go ahead and come on back to your back and we'll continue with your frog pumps. So remember, soles of the feet are going to squeeze together. The width of your knees is relatively shoulder width apart, not too wide, pressing down through the sides of those ankles as you bridge your hips up into the air. Now you can exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Make sure again you don't use momentum and that ball doesn't bounce. You want to really control this movement to talk to those glutes. Nice work. Your glutes should be fired up by now. We have one more round to go. Hang in there. You're doing great. All right, back on top of that ball for your hip extension. Find your position. Get familiar with your hand placement and where your legs are. Drive the pelvis down as you lift the legs up in the air. Stay active all the way towards your toes. Exhale, rise. Inhale to lower. Nice work. Now we're moving on to the hamstring curls. Heels back on top of the ball, hip distance apart. Remember to keep your knees soft and do not lock them when you come forward with the ball. You're going to exhale, pull under, inhale, extend. Stay connected to your pelvis. Keep tucking it up towards the ceiling and you'll feel more of your glutes and hamstrings. Great job. Now we're moving on to hip thrust. Go ahead and place your upper back on that stability ball. Your shins are vertical, legs are about hip distance apart. And remember that tuck and squeeze is very important. When you're doing this, push through those heels, really talk to those glute muscles. Keep your gaze forward. 10 reps. Excellent work. Let's go ahead and sit back, take a moment here before we complete our very last exercise of this series, which is going to be your frog pump. Set up with your feet together on top of the ball. Remember to squeeze. Keep the width of your knees consistent. I often see clients change the width with every rep, so make sure that they stay shoulder width apart. Really stay connected to the upper body and the sides of those ankles. You got this. 10 reps here. Excellent job. You are all done with the stability ball glute workout. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you guys have questions or comments about this workout specifically, drop it in the box below. Nice work and have a great rest of your day.